Don't you know that I'm a superstar?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the debut episode of The Celebrity Whisperer. I am Eric, the Celebrity Whisperer, and just to give you a basic introduction and understanding of what this channel is going to talk about is the premise is I'm basically an average guy. I've never been involved in show business or anything that would link me to being able to meet a lot of famous people and celebrities over the years, but I have met many just by being in the right place at the right time. Most of them just hanging around Manhattan, which is the home to a lot of celebrities and famous people who have to come here to visit, to work in entertainment and so forth, like on Broadway. And I was also a New York City taxi driver for 22 years, so I had the opportunity to meet many celebrities who were my passengers, and we will get into that during the course of this channel. So basically, we're going to have several different categories of episodes. One is going to be sightings, where I just saw the person, didn't really have an interaction. Then we'll get into those who like a brief interaction that I had with the person. Then next will be autographs. And then the last category will be famous passengers who were in my taxi cab. So that's basically the premise of the of this channel. Please subscribe, get notifications, comments, and share with your friends, and it'll really help me out. And I hope we enjoy this journey we have together, and I think you'll enjoy my stories that I will have to share. So with that said, we'll get into today. We will do an autograph edition in which I will share getting autographs from both Mike Tyson, the famous boxer, and Robert DeNiro. So basically, in 1986 or 87, I was hanging out in Times Square, as I often did back in those days, and on a Saturday night. And if any New York people will know about the Latin Quarter nightclub that used to be on 48th Street in the middle of Times Square. So I was standing outside the Latin Quarter, and up comes who else but Mike Tyson. Now, at that time, he wasn't champion yet, and he was basically the top contender or up-and-coming contender for the title. But back in those days, I was a boxing fan. I really don't follow the sport anymore. That's a whole other conversation. But I was a boxing fan in those days. I did recognize Mike as the top contender, and he was with a young lady. Don't know who she is. You know, I asked him, I let him know, hey, I recognize you, and I told him you're going to be champ one day, and could I get an autograph? And he said, sure. So, he started to sign, but as he did, he stepped into the active street lane where the cars, on 48th Street, where the cars are trying to pass through, and he was standing in the middle, so, cars couldn't get through while he was signing this autograph for me. And, people, this is New York, so people started blowing their horns at him, very angry, very hostile. And so he just, he stopped mid-autograph and started, cursing out the people who were blowing their horns at him and, calling them some very, very choice names, and told them that they would have to wait until he finished signing an autograph with me. So Mike couldn't have been nicer. He's got really this dual personality, split personality, but he didn't know me, and he was already becoming famous, and he took the time to sign an autograph for me. The thing about it is, Mike doesn't have a lot of formal education, so his autograph was, to be honest, it looked like an EKG result, but I appreciate that he took the time and made the effort to do that for me. Shook his hand. He has huge fingers, and his fists are just enormous. But yeah, so that was 1987. That was Mike Tyson. That was my interaction with him. And I cited him a few other times, like he was standing outside hotels and some other places that I was able to see him. And the second one is Robert De Niro. Now, this is 1989. Never forget it. I was working in Soho in downtown Manhattan, and at a fancy store, and I was like an assistant to the manager of the store. So we were opening up early in the morning. This is on West Broadway and Broome Street in Soho, and I was getting the store ready for opening, and who's walking up West Broadway from Broome Street is Robert De Niro, and he's walking by himself. It's pretty early in the morning. He's got on some sunglasses, but everyone knows Robert De Niro. Everyone knows his face. One of probably our greatest American actors still living. Him and Tom Hanks, Leonardo DiCaprio, some others. But so I ran from the front of the store, and I stopped him. I didn't touch him, of course. I just said, "Hey." And I was actually pointing at him, and he saw, and he took off his glasses. And I said, "Hey, you're Robert De Niro. You're Robert De Niro." And he was like, "Yes, yes." And he's like, so I said, "Oh my God, I'm such a big fan. Godfather and Raging Bull and and I started naming all his movies, and he really appreciated that. And I asked him for an autograph, and there was a moment of awkward silence because he kind of looked at me and said, "All right, but do you have something for me to sign?" And I realized I asked for an autograph and didn't have anything for him to sign. So I asked him, I said, "Mr. De Niro, I know you're busy. Could you just wait 1 or 2 minutes while I run into the store, in the store office and get some paper and a pen for you to sign?" He said, "All right." He's like, "All right, but it's got to be fast. I'm on my way somewhere. It's got to be fast. No more than 1 or 2 minutes." So I went in, I got it, and he waited on the sidewalk on West Broadway for me to go in and get the pen and paper, and he signed it to Eric Villa, Villa. And it's a wonderful, wonderful memory. So we're going to get into other aspects of people I've met and talked to. So I hope you will enjoy this channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.